So parents, I want you to listen up. This conversation is for you. The effects of the pandemic on schools and learning loss is still playing out all across the country. And after the death of George Floyd, the debate on how race is taught in schools still ongoing. So is the conversation about what books should be in school libraries. Plus, districts facing continued staffing shortages and strikes. All of this forcing parents to make tough decisions about their kids' education, many of them now choosing private schools. Public school enrollment in the U.S. has dropped since 2019 by the millions, and estimates say that it will continue to decrease into the next decade. It's such a complicated time for parents and educators, so I wanted to hear from them. I want you to listen to this very candid conversation about what this group believes is best for their children. Here it is. So I'm so glad that all of you are here. So let's get right into the conversation with our parents and our educators. I'm going to start with you, Colleen. You have two children, one in private and one in public school. That's a good reason to get started with you. You say both options are good, but you prefer the private school. Tell us about your situation. Why?
You know, I think that different options are good for different kids. And I definitely prefer the private school for my daughter. She needed a smaller environment. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic is definitely what precipitated the move, but it's just been wonderful for her socially, academically to be in that smaller environment. Also, there's a lot of research about keeping kids in the same place K-8, and just that's better for them overall than having more transitions with a separate middle school. I think she's somebody who'd benefit from that. But our public school is phenomenal. I'm super happy with that too. I'm a room parent there. I'm there all the time, and my son is thriving there. So I think different kids just have different needs.
So I'm from the South. So from Miss Colleen, we'll go to Miss Chantel. Miss Chantel, you say that you considered public school for your child for a short time. What was it that private school offered that public school in your Pittsburgh community didn't offer for you and your child?
I think one of the things that the private school offered was an additional mentoring support. So there were mentoring programs that were available to individuals who qualified to help with that transition to high school. And with the public schools that we had access to at the time, they weren't going to offer the rigor that we were looking for to make sure that they were ready for their next career stages.
Beth, listen, I think we should go to you because you're an educator, you're a public school teacher, and get your response to this. What do you say?
Yes, I mean, I've been a teacher in Arizona for over a decade, and you know, I think that I've seen the shrinking of resources that we're talking about, but I will absolutely always choose public schools as an educator and as a parent. The main differences that I see, we have qualified, trained professionals. You know, teaching is a science and a profession.
Rodney, I want to get you in here because, as I understand, you're a private school educator, and you say that you would probably never go into public education. Why is that?
Yes, I'm the head of a private school, and I would say for my own self, I would never go into public education because I was a private school product myself. I started in public schools with my youngest age from kindergarten to 5th grade, and then I was Gilman School from 6th grade to 12th grade. So I just believe in and am familiar with private education.
Let me ask you this, because you say that you think that our educational system is set up to perpetuate classism, and that you struggle with that because you feel like that you're part of that. So that's an interesting take. Explain that, please.
And I think that goes public and private, right? Some folks have already named that the public education system is really based largely in the neighborhoods and regions that you live in, which we know are stratified by race and by class. That's on the public school side. On the private school side, we know our tuitions are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 a year, and that creates a class stratification. Why I believe in private education around this, my own self, having grown up low income in Baltimore, one of the things that broke the cycle of poverty for my family was access to private education that put me in a network that then got me from there to Harvard, to Columbia, to a doctorate from GW.
Denise, I want to bring you in. You have been patiently standing by, but I know that you have lots to say here. So let me just inform the viewers, you went to a private religious school. You considered having your son go that route. but he felt like public school was a better fit for him. You were even willing to pay for private, even though it was beyond your family's reach at the time. Why did you want him to go to a private school?
Growing up, going to a private Christian school, I felt that I went to both a private Christian school and a public school. The private school was much further advanced in the studies, just in learning. It was much more challenging, but yet I learned more. In a private school, the class sizes were smaller. You had more individual attention from the teachers. We sat down as a family and discussed it, and I had suggested a private school just for the benefit of a smaller class size and a better education. And my son just didn't want to do that. He wanted to be in his public school in our area, which is a very good school, I might add. He wanted the option of more sports, clubs, and the diversity that goes along with being in a public school and just being around different people and different cultures, which our county is just phenomenal for different cultures.
What about you, Dantanya?
I'm extremely happy. I have 2 children in public school, and my youngest started taking college courses as a freshman in high school, which kind of shocked me. And previously, he was considered underperforming in the private school.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, and he had very low self-esteem when he was there, too. Had a teacher that wasn't very understanding of a different culture and labeled him as something that he wasn't, and discovered how bright he was when he got to the public school.
Mm-hmm.
And is excelling.
What do you mean by labeled him as something that he wasn't?
My son characterized himself as I'm just not smart enough.
Wow.
Based on a couple of teachers that he had encountered. He's more shy and reserved and very inquisitive, and just didn't really fit in at the private school. And it affected his grades. He was very disorganized, did not perform well, but he was bright and tested well into all honors at the public school, and started taking college courses as a freshman.
So I'm just going to ask you, and you can, are you guys affected by all of, you see the rigmarole happening at school board meetings and, you know, about curriculums, and does that seep into what you're doing, or do you keep above that and keep your eyes focused on the problem? Go ahead, Beth.
In Arizona, you know, we have seen these culture wars played out probably, you know, harder than any other state in the country. And, you know, it's affected our teachers. We have a lot of teachers that are leaving the profession, and it's really sad. And, you know, some of the people who manufactured these sort of fake CRT crises have said that they wanted to usher in universal vouchers. And we have that in Arizona. We're the first state that has. And I want to point out that right now, that's just subsidizing the people who are already choosing private school. Our public school enrollment keeps going up. Mm-hmm. So our class sizes are growing. I just think it's important to point out that 92% of our families are choosing public schools in Arizona, even when offered a free voucher to private school.
Yeah, I see 2 people who are shaking their, well, 3, I should say. Rodney, Dantanya, and Colleen are like, yes, 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 whatever. So Rodney first.
You know, I'm thinking about your question and the answer around the curriculum and the pushback. Independent schools are definitely seeing that. And remember that most private schools, as we know it, started as white flight schools that were leaving public education so they could buffer themselves from some of the diversity and some of the curricular innovation that we've been talking about this morning. And so now, as the country sort of rolls back into conservatism, we are seeing some independent school parents push back. What I love about our schools is we're seeing our schools stand firm to say, again, these are the values that we are professing as a school. And the great thing about independent schools is these are the values that you literally bought into. And so it's an interesting tension there with the private schools, because of course, no one has to be in our schools. People choose to be.
So Colleen, I want to get to you, because I'm wondering if you're caught in the middle, because you're a private and public school parent. I saw you shaking your head vigorously as well when Beth said that sort of thing about CRT and all that has seeped in, and you were saying, yeah. And
Yeah, I was thinking more just I thought it was interesting about the vouchers. And I think that we obviously we don't have vouchers in Virginia, but what I think is interesting is that when you have choice, right? I think that both sides are incentivized to improve and really do their best. And I wonder sort of what the relationship is there in Arizona. I can tell you in our community, because the public schools are so great, that in order to be a successful, thriving private school, you've got to be really, really great for somebody to want to pay on top of that. Yeah. So I think that's kind of interesting.
I agree that we have choices and we've always had choices. The bottom line is who pays for your choice? And by intentionally taking away from the funding of public school education, the taxpayer dollars, the common good, the common pot, the common agreement that we're going to pay for resources, and allocating it to people who would already make choices to opt out of the public school system is very important, because now we're under-resourcing the highest need families for people and subsidizing people who would already pay for where they would go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And up next on CNN, take a look at that. We're going to take you live to Louisiana, which was struck by tornadoes overnight. You're watching CNN This Morning.